Hi, it's Maggie. I'm going to use Candy Coat now to make some various shades of orange and yellow. And this is simply because I have got a pouring challenge on that is using oranges and yellows. And part of also what I've been trying to do this week is have an opportunity to use the Candy Coat in different ways. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to double up this group challenge with experimenting with Candy Coat. In these first 2 cups I've just poured in a bit of vintage pearl, and then I'm going to put a tiny drop of the yellow neon in and mix that up to see how these go, how Candy Coat goes, creating its colours with itself. Well, one thing I can straight off tell you is that the vibrancy of the neon yellow is fabulous, because it's going to take me quite a bit of white to get this down to being pale. You can see how much I added, and the difference is not that great from the original colour, and I suspected that might be the case, hence I'm now going to do this. That's vintage pearl here, and I'm actually just going to only add that much in because I'm wanting a very pale yellow, and see what tint this comes to. I can do with a tiny bit more. And it's quite hard to see on camera, but this is now a very, very pale yellow. Where's the vintage pearl bottle? There. You can see the differences. I'm going to also add a tiny little bit of bronze into that, because this is going to actually be my swiping colour in the experiment. I've got to just, sorry, it's not the bronze, it's the copper drop. I might just put that there. Sorry about my sniffly nose. I haven't been well the last few days. I think I've just been really busy moving stuff and had a lot of dust up my nose and got my immune system down a bit. I have an autoimmune disease, so when the going gets tough, my immunity gets going out the door. Okay. Can't see this colour clearly in the it's really not showing what it is that I'm seeing through my eyes in the lens. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful, very, very pale lemon with like a fleck of tiny bit of, almost like a little bit of orange through it, and that's because of the copper pearl, or the copper drop that I've just added. Would be nice for the swiping colour. Okay, so what other colours should I make or attempt to make? I'm wondering, because these two are neons, how they'll go with making an orange together. I'm going to add some of the pre-made yellow. And let's see if this creates an orange. Wow, just goes to show you how vibrant these pigments are. Okay, so thinking about what happened then, I'm going to add a bit more yellow. and a bit of the copper, which is an orange base. And let's see if I can get more of an orangey colour now. Oh, it's moving into a beautiful autumn leaf kind of orange. See that up here on the sides? It's actually beautiful. Really looking forward to using this. And I'm going to halve that now and add some white. This time I'm going to use the snowdrop rather than the pearl. Oh, it's on the bottom. Well, as you can see, the colours mix up really well, and I haven't been using straight primary colours, so we know that with our colour theory we won't get the exact, yellow and red makes orange effect happening when I'm using neons and also colours that aren't of true primary, but I'll be getting variations and shades, which has just proven to be the case. I'm going to continue to make up my colours, and then I'll come back to you and show you what I've got. Okay, I've created a range of colours that I'm going to be using, and I'm adding just, as you can see, one drop of my preferred silicone into each small cup, and even that might result in a little bit of crazing, which, as people who know me know, that I will prefer, because I like my paintings to have texture and things that I can work with post the pour. So let's get ready to start this, and I've got some idea of what I want to do, though I'm not sure that will come to plan. As we all know, pouring has its own unpredictable notion, which is why it's one of the best type of therapies for letting go of perfectionism and stress relief and letting go of control issues. But that's a whole other story. I'm going to be working on a tile, and to prepare it I'm just giving it a quick squirt of alcohol and then a rub so that it's absolutely clean and clear of any grease or residual, and that means that the paint will grab. I might take my bracelet off, and I'm going to do a diagonal line here first with this, well, I want to call it salmon, but if I do, I don't know if I'll be accepted in my challenge because I'm meant to be using orange. Sorry, I just had to move my earpiece. I'm going to pour this, or just 1, 2, 3 little stirs for that silicone to come through. I'm going to pour this straight down the middle. And then I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. I have put some greaseproof paper underneath my tile to catch the residual of the candy coat, because the skin of it is incredibly exceptional for making jewellery or using onto other pieces of art. You can peel it off and put it on top of a box and glaze it down. And the reason I think it's so exceptional every time is because of the high gloss quality it has. Okay, so I'm taking this nice pale yellow to the one side, and I've got a little bit left, so I might just keep that, and I'm probably going to swipe up like this. Yes, I am going to swipe up like that. What swiping tool am I going to use? Good question. One thing I do know is I need to reach over and get some extra cups because I've decided that post every stripe I'm going to put my paint into a spare into a spare cup and put that aside, and I'm going to mix it with epoxy resin later and see what happens as another part of this experiment. So the experiments just keep going. I'm sorry I'm taking pause. I'm just really having to think about what I want to do next. I might just put you on pause for a minute. Okay, I've got my bearings now. I'm going to alternate with the colours. Now I'm going to put a darker version of this. Did I call it salmon before? Let's call it apricot. That's a bit more renowned for having orange in it. And just maybe my pouring group challenge, people will accept the piece. Geez, the shimmers are gorgeous, always are. And to contrast with this, because I'm going to be swiping this way, might put the brighter of the yellow here, because that will come down. Actually, I might start swiping now and spread some of this out. Here's my preferred swiping tool, by the way. If you haven't seen me use it, it's just a fish palette, a fish knife rather. I'm going to come from this side, and I'm going to pull this yellow across here. Let's go. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. I want to keep some of that nice thin lacing here to be prevalent, but I might just want a peekaboo of this coming up. So I'm just going to do this. Ooh, nice big splosh there. Okay, very good. I just want to see what happens here. You can see the resin's already starting to change. See how stretchy that is compared to acrylic. Alright, now I'm going to bring this yellow here. Well, came out a bit faster than what I'd hoped. I need a spare cup. I'm going to pull this way now. Okay, some really nice features there. I'm just going to pour this back down because I just want to have more coverage here. That's it. That's a really nice effect there now. Okay, I'm going to put some of this awesome orange copper here. and then I'm going to pull it back onto its where I've swiped up this way, just the tiniest bit. Need another cup again. Ooh. So this is the idea. Just want you to have a look at some of that close up. There's some of the shapes that are emerging. It's really, really gorgeous. I will take you off and bring you down. I'm just deciding what I'll do here. I think I'm going to add some of this, of the lighter of the apricot, lighter apricot we're calling it, coupled with a bit of the darker apricot here. And I'm going to swipe all of this in this direction. Oh no, actually I need a bit of coverage there, so I might start by doing that. And now this. Yeah, that's super cool. And we'll pull this up here. And a little bit on the corner there. And over there. And down here. And I'm going to swipe this into itself. Saw that I followed a line that already existed. Here I'm going to use my left hand and bring this down across here. Or risking that nice part there, but that's what we do. Now, I'm going to pull this down here. Oh, I lost control of my palette knife. And I've got some really fabulous shapes going on in here. I'm thinking that with this blend of the snowdrop and neon, I possibly added too much silicone, and I can replay that back to check for myself because I don't have tile coverage. Now fortunately on this particular piece it's not a problem because the colour underneath the tile is quite becoming to it. It also gives me an opportunity to fill that with silver sparkle or something like that later, or other types of embellishments, because I love embellishments. I've only just really started adding embellishments into my post pouring work, and I must say I'm quite addicted to it. Oh, I nearly put the wrong colour in this. Okay, I actually feel like I don't want to do any more to this at this point. I'm going to get my torch and give it a quick torch over, just so that the air bubbles that exist pop out, and it may add to further cell development. Better move some paper. Here we go. Just, it's only a quick flicker of the torch. It's not meant for anything except for popping any air bubbles. And I'll take myself down there. And it's really good. There's a few there. I'll just redo that. Okay. I think that was a really nice swipe. I'm going to take you off the tripod now so you can come in and have a look close up. Okay, so I've just done that tile experiment there. I'm not using the last bit of the paints for epoxy resin. I'm just actually too tired. What I did do was pour them all deliberately here to make a skin, so that will dry, whoops, really, really beautifully tomorrow. But the last part of today, what I do want to show you is how easy this is to clean. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't use gloves. This is one of the little containers. This is just cold water with a bit of dishwashing liquid. It's gone. So just always have a bit of dishwashing liquid and cold water with you to chuck your tools in, and you can clean up really, really quickly. And that is got to be a blessing for the environment and for us. Okay, here we go. So I'll start quite far out. That's better. Coming down now, firstly into the left bottom corner. You can see some really great movement and some awesome cell development there. But for me, some of the most important, glorious features that you can't see are the shimmers. Look at the corners here. This is, remember, every single colour that you see, every single colour that you're seeing is hand blended by myself now, using every colour that I spoke about earlier of the Candy Coat range, including toffee apple, magenta, neon yellow, copper drop, vintage pearl, and snowdrop. Oh, my fingers just keep getting in the way. One day I'll be more careful. Will I? Probably not. I know you get the gist of it. See the difference to here, where there's absolute 100% coverage on the tile, to that colour there that I blended. I just think that I added too much water as well as too much silicone, which is why we've got those already crates happening. And it's really important for us to look at that, because it helps us with mixing in the future. And, you know, it's all very experimental. I hope you enjoyed this video.